let's get started. So the beginning card, we have the foundation, we have is Temperance. Okay, so this is gaining balance, going to spirit being around you, trying to help you make decisions and help you obviously through your life. Okay, and with crossing, you have the Knight of Swords. So you could be, someone could be coming in quick to you. And I mean, maybe something's happened suddenly because you have the Tower below in your foundation. But this is also what's hindering or helping you. So maybe grounding yourself, and maybe that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get balance. You know, with Temperance, it is balance, but it's also, it's having that, Temperance is here to give you that, you know, to help you with that. Okay. And above you, you have the Sun, which is abundance, which is everything, you know, and a love relationship. That's great. You know, I'm pretty happy to look at these cards. They look great, to be honest. You do have the Tower, but as far as everything else goes, I feel like this is a sudden realization or gaining that information from spirit and just something happened quickly, or you like getting rid of all the bad so that you can manifest, you know, something that you really want. Because in the past, you have the King of Cups. This could be you, Sun or Moon or Rising, or this could be you offering your love, okay, and wanting to now move forward with someone. It almost looks like you've kind of figured out what you want, or this could be the other person, okay, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio sign that, you know, is in your past. They could be moving out of your past and you may be choosing someone else. This is a general reading, so if it doesn't resonate, check your Sun, Moon, or Rising. In your future, you have the Magician, which is new beginnings, new ideas, a new level of a relationship, okay? In your foundation, or who you are, you have the World. So this is great. This is the World. It's ready. She's ready to go. You know, she's got her two little batons or wands or whatever, and she's ready to move forward. You know, this phase is ended, and it's this whole new beginning. Okay, I feel like this is all about new beginnings, especially with the Sun, the Tower, and the Magician all together. It's like new beginnings, especially with the Ten of Pentacles in your foundation or in your environment. This is abundance. This is something that, you know, you've been waiting for. Okay, I say that because you have the Nine of Cups in your hopes and fears, and I feel like, you know, obviously maybe you're scared of this, and maybe because it happened so suddenly. But this is something that you've wished for, and this is fresh emotion. This is fresh love. This is sometimes immature love, but I feel like when something's new or revived, it has to be immature, okay? Because it's gonna have that kid-like feel to it. And then you have, and this could be, like I said, you could be dealing with a water sign, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or this is just you taking on those emotional energies, okay? But your overall energy, that's so funny. So underneath this, okay, we're just gonna keep going. There's some sort of communication is going to happen. You have this victory. You have the Knight of Cups, someone wanting to offer their love to you. Here's this communication with these three cards. It's like something that you really want, or someone that you really want. It's quite possible that from now until the end of the month, things are going to progress. They're going to move quickly. But your overall energy is to balance yourself. So, you know, Aries are a fire sign. They move quickly anyways. They don't think about it. They just go for it, and they're very passionate, okay? But, you know, here it says ground yourself and get some fresh air and reward yourself. So I almost feel like you need to ground yourself, you know, so that this can happen. Because sometimes if we get too in a hurry, and we're dating and we pick someone like, oh, this is the one, I'm going to go for it, you know, oh yeah. And then it turns out to be like, what the heck? So ground yourself. Make sure that you're really thinking about, and that's, you know, fresh air, taking a walk, taking a trip, you know, nothing's wrong with pacing yourself, especially with the Tower, okay? So let's get clarifications. We're going to start with the Temperance card, okay? Father God, please give me clarification for Aries love life from now until the end of October. I felt like last month was kind of a rough go around. You know what I mean? And that's why like this morning I was kind of like just sitting outside and drinking my coffee. It's like 4 a.m. and if you see my hair, it's super crazy. So don't make fun and don't judge. Okay, and here's another thing that I have to say. I'm adding up numbers, okay? I am really bad. I have dyslexia and I'm really bad with numbers. So please don't comment and like kind of make fun of me on my reading the numbers. Otherwise, I'll just stop reading the numbers and kind of just go along with the general reading. I'm just trying to help you guys get more information. I'm Pisces, okay? I'm sensitive. It hurts my feelings when people make fun of my reading or my anything, okay? So bear with me as I add up numbers, okay? Oh, goodness. Okay, so here we have the Temperance and the Victory. So something is, and this could be, with the retrograde, you finally being with somebody, because the Chariot is also a relationship that's been through battle and that's came out, through all obstacles. Okay. And here's the King of Cups again. So this is like, I almost feel like this is your energy of like ready to, it is winter, spring or whatever. We're all wanting to get snuggly. So this is you, gaining that balance, having victory, pulling these two horses together and really being able to offer your love, okay? Sorry, I'm just kind of looking at that and seeing. And it's also about compromise and moderation. And I feel like that's what you need to focus on. It's moderation, balance, okay? So let's look at the Chariot and the Temperance. So it's activity, it's travel, okay? Like it says fresh air, maybe needing to go somewhere. The Chariot's also about travel too, okay? So maybe that's something that you're thinking about doing with this person, okay? Father God, can I please get clarification on the thank you? Okay, so what's hindering you is giving and receiving of emotions, or someone's not giving and receiving to you, or you're still not quite open yet because you have this confusion or this many options, okay? And maybe you still haven't really decided, maybe you're still in the process of figuring out, what you want to do, especially with the Tower, because I think like some things happens quickly. But there's still victory in this. The overall energy is victory, okay? But here's this Knight. Like I said, if you're confused, you need to really balance yourself. And this is about balance too, because give and take is about balance, and this is about foundation, okay? So I feel like grounding yourself is something that's almost hindering you, okay? So that's why this is saying ground yourself. It's all going to connect, okay? But this is, having many options or being super confused or like dreaming and maybe like getting out of focus, because you're all over the place a little bit, but that's okay because, Temperance grounds you. Spirit is here to help you. And especially with your overall energy being listen. And listen's all about listen to your intuition, ground yourself. Spirit's here. Spirit's here in a couple different areas, okay? So let's get some clarification on the Tower. Okay, yes. I feel like almost for a couple situations, this is different. Something happens suddenly and you're like, whoa. You're still holding on to your emotions or you're holding on from stuff from the past. But here's the Two of Cups. Okay, this has happened suddenly. It's a sudden realization, maybe realizing like, I don't want to let this person go. I don't want to be without this person. So here's the Hermit and here's the Magician, okay? Some of you, like I said, it's new beginning. Something new has happened, okay? And you're ready and it looks like you're gaining balance and ready to give your love again, and maybe not holding on to your emotions anymore with this sudden realization. Okay, but in your past you have the Hermit, which is going within. This can also be a Hermit card, but it's seeking, it's introspection. It needs time for thought. You're this could be you, or this could be a Virgo that you're dealing with. And then you have the Magician. So this is all about new beginnings, starting over again, a new idea, okay? Ready to begin, okay? Ready to create, ready. Thought has been, you've already created the idea, and now here it is to start the process. I definitely feel like some of you are dealing with the water sign, Sun, Moon, and Rising. There's just no doubt about it, because there's the King of Cups in your past, and in your now, and in your present situation. So here's the Queen, and this could be you, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or this could be them. But there's this communication. This Sun with it's like it's almost like this communication is going to bring you happiness, or this communication that you're bringing to them is going to bring them happiness. The pages are they're not immature, they're young, but it's maybe secrets are coming to light, okay? Or I don't see this as a bad card. Normally this is like being immature, childish, blah 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 blah. But with the Queen of Cups, it's like maybe like opening up, okay? Especially with the Sun being here. I'm going to get one more clarifier on that. Father God, please give me a clarifier on the Sun, please, for Aries. Okay, so for your overall energy, and I can kind of see it now, with what's hindering you or helping you, you've got the Seven of Cups. And I almost feel like it connects to the Moon. Having this confusion, for some of you that you have a couple choices to make, and you're dealing with a couple different people, I feel like there is this confusion around it. And that's why it's like, take time. Take some fresh air, ground yourself, reward yourself. You've came through a lot of work. You've worked on yourself a lot, and it's time to do the finishing touches, so that you can have this new beginning, because you've put the hard work in. This came in upside down, not being hung, getting clarity. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm trying to add these up, and I told you I'm bad with it. Balance and power. Your overall energy is balance and power. Okay, so gaining that balance, gaining that power of, knowing what you want, okay? But you need to ground yourself. You need to get balance. You need to go within. There, maybe, here with the Magician and the Hermit, it's like you need to really go within so that you can manifest something that, is worthwhile. You want to make the right decision with this new beginning, okay? None of these cards look super bad, but I feel like if you don't go within, these whole cards can change, but you've got the World twice, something is really went in your favor, and all the time and effort that you've put into something is going to pay off, okay? So Aries, if this didn't resonate, check your Sun, Moon, or Rising. And like I said, if you are dealing with two different people, check the dating and coupled and see if that resonates with you. And go ahead and check your Sun, Moon, or Rising. And also, if this did resonate with you and you need some clarity, you can always contact me at lilyrose@hotmail.com, or no, lilyrose@gmail. And I'm doing readings all day today. So, and that's going to take me forever to upload this. And I do apologize that everything's so late. But anyways, Aries, it looks flipping amazing. I'm super proud of you. It looks like you've worked really hard to get to where you're at, going within. And now it's just time to ground yourself, get balance, and have some faith, okay? I'll be back with the couples. Thank you. Good morning, Aries. Single dating and coupled. It's quite funny because the Doreen Virtue cards that I pulled out for singles, they came out again. They're fresh air, reward yourself, and ground yourself. So it's just solidifying that all Aries in general need to ground themselves this month, okay? Now, let's start it off. Okay, from your perspective or what you want in the relationship as the Queen of Swords. So maybe that's clarity, you know, or this is you like kind of like standing here and like been through that, you know, the air signs have been weathered the storm, been through thick and thin, okay? And they're almost sometimes like a little cold. So maybe that's how you're feeling because they've got this 9 of Rods, like everyone's mean to me. I don't want to let anybody in. That's how they feel in the relationship. But maybe that's how they feel you're feeling. So that's making them feel like they've got to put up their walls and guard themselves, okay? Now, first off, you could be dealing with a Libra because we have the Justice and we have the Queen of Swords, or you have air qualities in your chart. We also have the King of Pentacles. This could just be you gaining that, like getting your relationship grounding itself, okay? But here again, we have the 10 of Rods, okay? And we have, this is how you feel. So it's almost like you're scared, like you're like, am I making the right decision? This, you know, this person is like, you know, hurt me or whatever, or, you know, maybe there's some harsh words going on, but, and then they're the fool. They just want to go forward. They don't want to like keep, you know, going over and rehashing. Maybe there were some harsh words in your relationship, or, you know, something went wrong because you have, but it's over. The 10 of Wands is like, now you get the Ace of Wands. Okay. But, what you want is the 9 of Swords. And what they want is justice. So maybe they're like putting you through the ringer, you know, maybe because something has happened in the past where they felt like they had to put their walls up, and now it's like the tables have reversed a little bit. You know, they're putting you through it, or vice versa, okay? These sides can flip, okay? So forgive me, this is a general reading, and if it doesn't resonate, check your Sun, Moon, or Rising. But this is having anxiety, not being able to sleep, but justice, they want balance, okay? So maybe they're making you put in the work. You know, and then the outcome is the King of Pentacles. So this man is like the entrepreneur. He's hardworking. He's grounded. And maybe that's where you need to be, okay? Or they need to be. And then your overall energy is the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so this is giving and receiving. This is giving and receiving of emotions. Maybe they're not giving their emotions to you, or you're not giving their emotions to them, and it's kind of cold right now. And like I said, I don't know if I said it, but you could be dealing with Libra, okay? Or an earth sign, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or that's you in your chart. You have some air in your chart, okay?